The ideas that gave birth to our nation are the ideas that our nation is resistant to right now, and we should talk about that all the time.
In a world where narratives are shaped by corporations and gatekeepers, independent voices matter more than ever. Badlands Media brings together citizen journalists, researchers, and independent thinkers.
The truth is triggering.
Question the narrative. Explore the facts.
It's authenticity, courage, resilience.
Search for the truth others won't.
It's not about being first or being right.
The information war is changing.
It's about being authentic.
Embrace the friction.
Embrace the friction.
Shut the f*** up.
Authentically antagonizing. Join the movement.
I'm going to say how I feel.
Follow Badlands Media.
This is about the future.
The Badlands. What are the Badlands? Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
I don't consider myself a conspiracy buff at all, but when they get a lot of coincidences, I get a little suspicious and call me crazy.
Polls, weird talk shows, crazy groups every Sunday telling you what you think.
The Republicans and the Democrats conspire with one another, which they do.
There is a conspiracy by big business against American democracy.
We know that there was a conspiracy.
There was a conspiracy.
There was no conspiracy.
Was there a conspiracy?
It's a communist conspiracy directed out of Moscow.
The right-wing conspiracy.
Communist conspiracy is a deliberate and predictable plan of action to subvert the world.
Right-wing conspiracy.
International criminal conspiracy.
Vast right-wing conspiracy.
Great conspiracy.
There are all these conspiracy theories.
Was there a conspiracy? I don't know.
Perhaps themselves even involved in the conspiracy.
There was a conspiracy.
No evidence
of a conspiracy.
Anybody would have to be a fool nowadays to dismiss conspiracies.
Conspiracy
theory.
Cockeyed conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory exists because there really is conspiracy.
But they never told a soul about it. In fact, they engaged in a vast conspiracy.
Since you get accused of being a conspiracy theorist, of being a paranoid.
The historical context of actual conspiracy.
A conspiracy of bad people.
As always happens at some point in a conspiracy. One night, Cousin Eddie got drunk in a honky-tonk and spilled the beans.
There was a conspiracy and government was involved in it.
Conspiracy existing within the United States government.
There was a conspiracy.
A
conspiracy by the CIA.
The conspiracy of a few.
Dark, secretive, conspiratorial, evil.
Then it was certainly a deliberate conspiracy.
High-level conspiracy.
The do's and the don'ts and the rights and the wrongs of the various conspiracy theories that are good.
Possibility of a conspiracy. In a moral sense, I think it was a conspiracy.
One conspiracy, that's all I'm talking about.
Full of speculation, conspiracy theories, and the like.
And what's going on here?
You began to wonder what was really happening in America. I mean, was there a vast conspiracy afoot?
You know, there could have been a conspiracy.
Do you think you're obsessed with conspiracy?
Conspiracy theory.
A conspiracy.
I'm afraid you'll catch me. I'm afraid you'll catch me.
A conspiracy would do the job nicely.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of your favorite Monday night show, and probably your favorite show overall, Baseless Conspiracies. As always, I am joined by Zak Paine. Zak, how was your weekend, man?
My weekend was great, John. How about you?
My weekend was pretty darn good. My ex-wife took my son to Minneapolis for like his own little private vacation. So my daughter all weekend, and we made it like a staycation. Took her out yesterday, did a little daddy-daughter dance. It's pretty good time.
Sweet. For a second there, I was thinking that you were going to say that your ex-wife took your son and then left and didn't tell you where she went, and it was going to be a terrible story.
Yeah, that would be a terrible story. I probably would have called the cops or something, though. I mean,
I had to do that.
If I discuss it, if things went like that bad, I don't think I'd discuss it.
I don't think you would either. One time when my daughter was very little, that actually happened to me.
What?
I had to call the cops. I didn't see her for a couple of weeks. It was harrowing.
It was heroin?
Harrowing.
Oh, heroin. Yeah.
Yeah. No, my 6-month-old daughter was not on heroin. No. The situation was harrowing. And I had to, that's why I filed for custody.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Good for you. Didn't you just have your son there?
Yeah. Yeah. He was here last week and then he left on Saturday morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yesterday sucked though because the Minnesota Wild played and they got their ass kicked. That was not fun. But they play again tomorrow. Hopefully they'll rebound a little bit. We'll see what happens.
So this is hockey?
Yes, that is hockey.
At what point in the season is this? And are they looking at an actual like championship?
It's the second round of the playoffs.
It's this. Okay, so they're actually in the championship right now.
Well, no.
Oh, the playoffs is the precursor to the championship.
Yes. So there starts with 16 teams.
Okay.
In the first round, and they won their first round matchup, and now there's 8 teams left. And then next round is 4 teams left, and the championship would be 2 teams left. It's best of 4 series though, best of 7, first team to win 4 games. So yeah, it's the best team they've had probably ever. They just played so shitty. They gave up 9 goals last night. That is unheard of.
It's bad. It's real.
Yeah,
bad.
it's real bad.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see.
So somebody in the chat said, "What? You got divorced, Zach?" This was 23 years ago. This was a long time ago. My kids are all grown. They're in their 20s and they're all out of the house. So it was a long, long time ago.
Yeah. See, we do have some hockey fans in the chat, which is cool. Hockey playoff. There's nothing better in sports, in my opinion, than hockey playoffs. It's just it's hockey taken to a whole nother level. Last night was different though. That was shitty, but most of the games are like super fun to watch. So Zach, I think you could even get into hockey playoffs.
Oh, I mean, I've been to hockey matches before. I mean, they are pretty exciting. But one thing that I never really understood is why doesn't everyone wear some type of face protection?
I don't think they have to. I know there was a thing where for a while there, they started making people at least wear visors. But then if you were in the league before a certain period, like you were grandfathered in, so you didn't have to. But most of the people do. But yeah, there's a lot, like pretty much every hockey player is missing teeth.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that gets me. It's like I have kind of a fear of losing teeth, like getting hit in the face or something like that. Like a hockey puck to the front, you know, 2 teeth just getting knocked out and then continuing.
Are you like trying to make fun of me or something?
Why would I be trying to make fun of you? Are you missing teeth?
My front 2 teeth are fake, so I got hit in the mouth with a baseball.
No, I had no idea, dude.
I know I've said that before. I've told you.
No. Your teeth are perfect. I've never looked at them and thought that they were fake.
Well, thank you.
I mean, they're probably perfect because they're fake.
Probably. Well, so these 2 in the front they're toilets, like they're made of porcelain, you know?
Yeah.
And these 2 on the side are both dead. They've had all 4 of these have had root canals, but because my ones are fake in the front, they're like solid. They don't move, and they're like pushing my other 2 back, which is why my teeth are kind of jacked up a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, from the front, it's not too bad. You can't tell, but
no, it doesn't look bad at all. So those 2 teeth next to my front teeth, they used to be like straight back like this.
Like sideways, you mean?
Yeah, they were totally sideways and going in the wrong direction. So I had to get braces and pull them out. But like my canines are pretty sharp, and they were like way over exaggerated when I had those 2 teeth just like pointing straight back.
Yeah.
So those got fixed, and strangely enough, like my sinuses opened up too. I used to have like, stuffy nose. I thought I had allergies my whole life until I got braces, and then it opened up my palate and I could breathe.
Your teeth cleansed your palate?
I mean, they didn't cleanse my palate. I think that there was probably some deformity in my palate because my teeth were going the wrong way. So they went in the correct direction, and then I could breathe again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I spent so much time in dental chairs growing up because of that. Like that happened in 3rd grade. I got hit in the mouth with baseball, and I just hate the fucking dentist. It's been a couple of years since I've gone. Like it took me a while, and I would go back for cleanings, and I did that regularly, and now I don't know, it just I can't do it.
So skeptical, we could get into dental conspiracies here because can you tell me, John, how are those fake teeth attached to your jaw? Are they like titanium pegs?
No. Those are like, that's a different kind of fake tooth. Like, what are those called? Veneers?
Implant.
Implants?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, implants. So what they did with these is like my front 2 teeth were they were chipped at first. so like they were half porcelain. And when I went in one time, they took the half part out and they like shaved them down into like little nubs.
Yeah.
And then they super glued, basically cemented
that's
these
a veneer
things on there.
That's a veneer. You've got veneers.
Just 2 in the front.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's
the cheapest option, and I had no money. So
well, that's better than getting the implants, because I've heard of a lot of people having like autoimmune issues with having titanium pegs and then the fake teeth that get screwed onto them.
See, I thought people have issues with the breast implants.
Well, they do. I mean, it's like anything that is foreign to your body, your body can react to. I have a titanium plate in my wrist right here, and I've never had any issues with it. But I mean, other people have had issues. But yeah, breast implants, if they're silicone, they can be bad.
I think I saw somebody in one of our chats recently saying they were like super sick and they were just going in to have surgery to remove them.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I've heard of some real horror stories of people with silicone implants who completely destroyed their bodies. And then I remember when I was a kid, my mom had a friend who had breast implants, and they can develop like scar capsules around the implants, which then makes them super hard, and they basically just like stand up. And so she would have to wake up every morning and roll on a board to break up the scar tissue capsule around the implants so that they would basically not become like soccer balls on her chest.
Interesting. Did that kid become like your best friend for a while?
No, she was an adult. This is my mother's friend.
Oh, I thought you said your friend's mom.
No. It was my mother's friend. But okay. I was a little boy. I mean, I thought about it quite a bit.
I'm sure you did. Somebody in the chat said, who was it? I had to find it because it was really funny. Yeah, Natalie K182. My dad is a dentist. I also hate the dentist. That was really funny.
But I hate my father even more.
Oh, it's too good.
Oh gosh.
Somebody almost died from. Mike Iron says, I got a friend who almost died from them. Her tits look awful, y'all.
That's terrible. Yeah.
When did that become a thing to like put
breast implants?
Yeah.
Like in the 70s.
Huh.
Yeah. They started off with silicone. They had never tested the efficacy of putting in silicone bags into people's chests. And the first ones that they did ended up like melting and basically like absorbing into people's bodies. And, there was a lot of health problems from that. And then they came up with new and like packaging basically for the silicone. And now they're like, I think they can be like textured. The healthy ones are supposed to be the saline ones. But I mean, even those, it's still in like an unnatural packaging.
Man, the chat is on fire tonight. Lumpy Gingy, she couldn't find a guy to rub her boobs every day. ND Patriot 83, soccer balls on girlfriend's chest would be awful because you can't use your hands. Soccer joke. It's really funny. Natalie K confirms it is true she has daddy issues. A lot of people broke teeth.
Yeah, I've got several broken teeth. I've had like ones that have been fixed, but it's the cheap and dirty way. They just like fill it in with the same stuff that they would fill your cavities in with. But all of my teeth in the front are chipped, and there's nothing that I can do like until I get them broken, or if I want to pay for veneers, and I don't really want to pay for veneers because I've got most of my teeth. I just
think implants are more expensive, but who knows? Everything's a little more expensive with the Iran conflict going on. So nailed it. How about we get a quick word from our sponsors?
Let's do it.
And then we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. And then we have some Pizzagate stuff tonight.
Well, it's Pizzagate adjacent, but it's also adjacent to the Obama administration, Hillary Clinton, a couple of other players in the Pizzagate scene. It's kind of it's like it was all kind of breaking around the same time, but this particular subject is called Cheesy Bay. And some of my old
eBay?
Cheesy Bay, like Cheesy Bay. Old school Anons in the chat. People from Vote, people who were on 4chan, Reddit at that time, they may know what I'm talking about. But don't ruin it for everybody in the chat. Let me present it.
We will let you present it, Zach. Okay. Don't worry. As always. First, let's get a quick word from our sponsors. And first up, I don't think I have. Do I have not have it in here? Shoot, hold on. I have to download. I forgot to download the.
Okay.
Oh no, there it is. Never mind. All good, right here. Have you tried All Good from Jessica Storm yet? Jessica Storm, she works in the back end of Badlands. She's awesome. All Good makes premium self-care products using clean, organic ingredients that work. Powered by grass-fed finished tallow, rich in vitamins A, D, E, and K, plus cold-pressed organic oils your skin loves. It's spring. Get outside. All Good's tallow sunscreen uses non-nano zinc oxide with a blend of nourishing oils to protect your skin without the junk. And for keeping biting pests away, the all-natural bug-out balm has you covered. Both are now available in stick form for easy application. And for Mother's Day, you can spoil your mom with something she'll actually use and you'll feel all good about it. Check out the ready-to-gift bundles for every vibe and budget at badlandsmedia.tv/allgood. Use code MOM10 to save 10% for a limited time plus free shipping for purchases over $75. That's badlandsmedia.tv/allgood. Promo code MOM10. Shout out to Jessica and All Good. Both awesome. And then also awesome is Soft Disclosure and our new Soft Disclosure Mother's Day ad.
Last winter, the world met Madame Margie, the moistureless. But while Badlandia banded together at GART, she evolved. While deep in her lair, she uncovered 4 sacred instruments of hydration. The lip balm, the lotion, the tallow bar, and the new stainless steel gua sha. Together, they wage war. Flaking has fallen, roughness retreats, dryness trembles, and among the rebels, Mother's good boy. But elsewhere in Badlandia, rebellion grows, the beards remain.
Shave them all off.
Visit softdisclosure.com and use promo code Mama's Boy for 20% off your Mother's Day bundle. And when you buy 2 Mother's Day bundles, you get an 11-ounce lavender vanilla for free. For softness, for victory, for moms.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Man, we're going to go all the way in tonight with the inappropriate comments from the chat. By the way, softdisclosure.com. Get your soft disclosure. Grace and Grit 17 says, how do you know a blonde has been using a vibrator, Zach?
I actually saw this one in the chat, but I'm going to let you say it.
Oh, it's like a chip teeth. That's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. And there's another one. Where was it? Oh, Karma Michelle says, is this just for facial beards or does it work for pelvic beards too? I think it works for any beards.
Any hair will make it soft and illustrious.
Yeah, I actually just rub it all over my face. I've been saying that since I started using it, and I still do it and stand by it. My girlfriend's been putting Soft Disclosure, the lotion, like on her skin lately as part of her regular skincare thing, and she says her skin has never looked better. Yeah, and I always think her skin looks good. So
also, I think
it's all difference, but
I think that we should mention to everybody that Jay Triet had final edit on that ad. Like Jay Triet knew what was coming before it was released to the public. So nobody should be offended on Jay Triet's behalf or think that we're like, mocking him. Like his mother loves it as well. Like she loves being a part of the Badlands media team. So
are people upset about that?
Every time it plays, I see people. I don't know. I can't tell if they're feigning outrage or if it's just a joke. If they're being serious, I should say. But I haven't said it yet. And I think that people should know that Jay Triet definitely knew what he was in for with that ad. We're going to probably end up making fun of all of us at some point. It's totally cool.
Did you not see mine where I looked like Gandhi and flew away on angel's wings? Like, come on, guys.
Yes. Or Tiny Bright,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get you too, Zach, soon.
Asian Alpha, everybody gets it one of these days. Well, I mean, John, how many freaking Silence of the Lambs clips of me have you played on the show? What's the lotion on your skin?
A pretty healthy amount.
A pretty healthy amount. And that predated predated everything else. So nobody knows better than me.
Dude's definitely a virgin, but okay, right here. I thought that was something.
Yeah, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination. That would be quoting Obama, just so everybody knows.
Man, we got a lot of clips back
Let's
here.
do it. I said,
down.
Burn the mother down. I'm okay with it.
I think I took your other ones out though.
I don't know why you
Puts
do
the
that.
lotion on the skin. Huh.
That was a good one.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Some
All right.
other time.
Before I do want to debunk an Obama story that's been going around today, let me just warn everybody here. You can add that to the stage. For some reason, I can't do it.
Oh, because it's up there. Now you can do it.
Okay. Joshua Hall is fake news. Just
oh my gosh.
Everybody needs to know that Joshua Hall is fake news. I have him muted because I don't want to see his bullshit. But every now and then somebody comes into the chat and like says, you know, a story that Joshua Hall has started. This man has never provided any evidence for anything. I don't know where he gets this stuff, but he posts it. There are tons of people who share it. 22,000 likes, 11,000 shares, 2.7 thousand comments. Lots of people saying it's fake news. Okay, but in this post, he says, breaking. Obama's housekeeper found dead inside Washington, D.C. residence. Police, the D.C. Metropolitan Police, reportedly responded to the home of former President Barack Obama in the early hours of Sunday morning regarding a deceased individual who was later identified as the Obama family housekeeper. The individual is said to be a male in his mid-30s, but no name or other identified information has been publicly released at this point. Reports indicate that Barack and Michelle were home at the time of this incident. The man was pronounced dead at the scene with no cause of death yet publicly released, and a full investigation is underway. Stay tuned for more updates on this bombshell story. Why do young men who work for the Obamas keep ending up dead? Is this just a strange coincidence, or is this the most corrupt president in U.S. history? Also, a stone-cold killer. All right, now, there's a couple of different reasons why something like this would go so viral. First of all, it's about Barack Hussein Obama. Second of all, they already had a chef, a young man in his mid-30s, die mysteriously at their Nantucket home. And then, of course, you know, everybody is waiting for news about Obama. And he also says that police have reported this, and there's an investigation ongoing. Okay, so, you know, A for effort, you know, maybe a B for creativity, but it's definitely an F for realness.
Yeah, Josh Hall, he's been doing this for as long as I can remember. Ever since I've first seen the account, like years ago. This is purely clickbait, and he does it for the money. Like 1.4 million views, he probably made.
Oh, dude raked it in. Yeah,
$500 to $1,000 on this one post just because everybody shared it.
Yeah.
And there's something psychologically that when people see the breaking with the siren emojis, that's why I call them the breaking news brigade, because all they do is bullshit like this, clickbait, whatever.
Yep.
People think it's real, and nobody questions it. So yes, this guy is a clickbait account. Pretty much anything he puts out there, you can almost guarantee is bullshit.
Yep.
So yeah, be careful.
So anyway, I just wanted to make sure, because I saw somebody else ask in the chat whether or not that had happened. It definitely has not happened. And I do my due diligence. Okay. Like anytime somebody like, you know, says, you know, did this happen? Like I go try to verify it in as many ways as I possibly can. Okay. If it was reported by the DC Metropolitan Police, there would be a blotter from the DC Metropolitan Police, and guarantee you there is not. And there's also nothing else. And every single one of those, and like, here's the other thing. Is there's like 1 million people who follow this guy, and then they take what he wrote, they rewrite it with AI, and then they put it on their own account, and then like 10,000 more people share it on their account, and then it's just everywhere on X, and then people are like, you know, but it did not happen. Definitely didn't happen.
Same thing happened this weekend. I think it was yesterday or Saturday. People started sharing the story that, oh, the United States has finally cut off aid to Ukraine. They're not sending any more Ukraine aid in the defense package for this year, and it went kind of viral. And nobody wanted to look into the fact that they budgeted that in from last year's NDAA, so they already funded this year with last year's $400 million,
right,
2026 and 2027. But yeah, that went viral too. Everybody shared that all over the place, and people are just retarded.
Yeah. And anybody who asked about it in the chat, I want you guys to know that I'm not coming at anybody, especially not you, Karma.
Karma, how dare you?
My only concern is to make sure that everybody is aware that this guy is a clickbait PSYOP account, and that if you see something from him, the first thing you should do is question it. And there are no stupid questions ever. Like, somebody comes to me and say, I heard something, Zach, do you got any information on it? I am happy to look into it. But I have a particular disdain for him because he is such a major source of just so much disinfo.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like if you get community noted, like a certain amount of times, you should be demonetized.
I think that's not a bad idea, but the thing is, it's original content and that's all they want.
But if it's bullshit,
it is bullshit, but it's not AI. I mean, I've been paying attention to Nikita Beer and the stuff Nikita Beer likes and what he doesn't like. And the stuff that he doesn't like is people resharing other people's stuff. He doesn't seem to have a problem with fake things if it's AI, as long as you identify it as AI, he's cool with people monetizing it. But I have never seen him go after people for like fake news clickbait. And, I think it's because it's original content. It creates engagement and it gets massive shares and people, come to the platform, even if it is fake.
Yeah, but this is the same discussion we've been having for so long. It's the incentive structures that surround social media and like Twitter. It's so like almost perverse. Nobody actually cares about information anymore. I mean, people say they do, but most of the people that they're getting their information from are only doing it for the clicks and the shares and the likes. Like, there's so much gross behind the scenes, like, hey, here's this post, you should share this, with everybody. And people will literally send something they post to 100 different people, and they'll post it in the reply of something, and then they'll post, like, quote tweeted it with something. And they're not doing it because they want to get the information out there. They just want to get as many views as possible on it so they make more money.
Yeah.
So stupid.
I don't know. I've never been real good at playing that game. So
yeah, me neither.
Always dependent upon the kindness of strangers on social media.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And when it comes to that stuff too, like, I'll go in spurts. If there's nothing interesting to talk about, I won't post anything interesting. But I've been saying this for a long time. The monetization of Twitter is a bug, not a feature. Like, it totally broke the platform, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not monetized on Twitter, so I don't know what it's like.
Okay, you're not, dude.
No, I'm not. No,
I've been making like a solid $50 to $75 a month for like a year now.
I am not monetized. I don't post enough to monetize. Like, I would have to get all of the impressions, and I would have to like be spending time on Twitter and like tracking my engagement and all that stuff. And I just don't have time for that. My focus is on the shows. Okay. So like, I put a lot of work into this show. I put a lot of work into my daily shows. And that's basically all the mental bandwidth that I have time for in today's age.
Yeah, you know what? I want to see where. Yeah, here's my let me show you. I'll show you my awesome monetization right now. 70, 35, 34, 40. I had a couple of months with like $100.
Oh, 128.66, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's a 2-week period too, so it's even a little better than that. But
yeah. So there was one time where I qualified for monetization, but I am still literally like account shadow banned from before they banned me. And like when I qualified, they just never responded. And then I was like, screw this. I am not going to like kneel at the feet of the Twitter gods. Yeah. And so I just didn't care. I didn't want to continue. So
anyway,
so let's talk about what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about something called Cheesy Bay. All right. Now that name will not make any sense to you right now, but it will make sense as I go through the story. Okay. So this all starts on April 21st of 2016. There's this random account on Reddit. They were called Throwaway WTF Wyla. Okay. And
what?
It doesn't matter. They have, it's a throwaway.
It matters to me.
It's a throwaway account on Reddit. Okay.
What does that mean? You just throw it away when you're done with it?
It means that it isn't connected to anybody's name or their identity. A lot of people will make a throwaway account if they want to talk about something personal, because
Like
they
a
don't
sock
want
account?
It's a sock account. Yes, it's a sock account. Okay.
All
But I
right.
mean, they're not pretending to be anybody else. All right.
They're just pretending to not be themselves.
Pretending to not be themselves. Yes.
Okay.
So they posted this thread in a Reddit thread called Black Ops, and they wrote a question, and the question was, why would there be 30-ish Wi-Fi networks seemingly emanating from under a concrete pad? Yeah, weird question, right? So people start interacting with him. And obviously they want to know, okay, well, where is this concrete pad? Like, what is the location? And give us some more context. So this guy was living in this like semi-urban farm property, and he noticed that there were some unusual things that were going on. And it was not necessarily to do with the Wi-Fi networks that he was seeing when he would like go in this area. Like there were already a bunch of weird things, but like when he found these 30 or so Wi-Fi networks, he's basically standing on this concrete pad, and there is this concrete pad on the ground is the place where the signals for these 30 or so Wi-Fi networks are the strongest. And that they were all emanating from underground. Okay.
Like where was this concrete pad? Like in the middle of his farm?
Not the middle of his farm, in the middle of somebody else's farm. All right. Now, this is in Hawaii.
What was he doing on somebody else's farm?
I will get to that part of the story.
I have so many questions.
You got to let me cook, John.
Okay, sorry, cook away.
I got to weave like President Trump.
I can't promise I'm not going to interrupt again, but
that's fine. That's fine.
Continue.
You can interrupt and I'll tell you if I'm going to get there. All right. So there are all of these different Wi-Fi networks. They're on a bunch of different channels within the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum. And the temperature of this concrete pad, like from the ground, it was like heat was rising out of the ground. It was significantly hotter than the areas around it. And the other thing is that the SSIDs, like the identifiers for these Wi-Fi networks, would change every 5 minutes. It was like a constantly rotating series of Wi-Fi signals that were not trying to be remembered by anybody. All right. So once he figures out that the concrete pad in the ground is where all of this is emanating from, he drills a hole into the top of that concrete pad so that he can like try to look around. And he really wasn't able to see anything. But after posting and beginning this conversation later on that same day, somebody asks him on Reddit if he can tell if there's maybe any power that's running to this area. And he says that there are power lines that are coming from the main city grid, but they're actually disconnected. And he also says that the neighboring property is super wealthy, and there is this like blue steel frame building, and the power cables that are coming to this area are actually connected to that building. And he says that he thinks that at one time the whole mountain area had been used by the military, but maybe during like World War II. So he's thinking like, maybe these are some old structures, and maybe this, area in the ground was potentially like an underground military base or something like that. But there
Did he call before he drilled?
Excuse me?
Did he call 611 or whatever, 411 before he drilled?
No, he didn't call anybody. He only talked to Reddit about this.
Okay.
All right. So I said he was in Hawaii. There's actually a website for Hawaii where you can go and find like all of the military bases in Hawaii. And going to that website, again, this is in 2016, so 10 years ago, there were no reported military bases that had ever been located in that specific location. But this guy seems to think that there must be something underground, just based upon the evidence of, what he's seeing and the fact that there's a heat source emanating from there. Now, in talking about what else he was seeing that was strange, he said that there was like this big pile of broken fiberglass pieces that were kind of littered around the neighbor's property, and that he went and actually looked, and it was actually done and posted on the Reddit thread. And I'm sorry, I can't show you the Reddit thread, John, because this happened so long ago, and anything related to this subject was deleted from Reddit, and anything that was archived from Reddit, the pictures were not there. I do have a series of selected images that are in an archive that I can take you to after I take you through the story. And we will. Okay. So I'm just telling you because I know that you're going to be like, do we have proof of this? We have a lot of proof. Okay. But we're just going to have to walk through it and weave through it in the way that I am. All right. So Google images from the satellites, going over were taken. There were pictures that were taken in 2015. And then again, there were pictures taken a little bit later in 2019, but they weren't nearly as good in 2019 after people went back and tried to look. So it's kind of strange. I mean, normally the satellite images get better, but he was able to confirm for people on Reddit the exact location of where he was because you could see the same buildings, and he actually took pictures around the property and showed that stuff off. And
I found the original post.
Well, this is the archive, but I mean, there's no pictures and stuff in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's the archive. And that's going to include, his original post and then people responding to him. It just gets kind of messy. Like if we go through that and just read every single post, it's going to be a little bit difficult to go through. All right.
Is this like the pictures?
That may be that. Yeah, that's Google Earth. And I mean, I guess I can't tell. I don't see a blue building. When was this picture taken? Oh yeah, that's the same place. Okay, that's the blue building.
Okay, because I found this thread on Reddit, and it seems to be a good archive of the thing.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, and the links work?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
they appear to.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh man, he wears thong sandals.
There he is wearing thong sandals, and there is the hole that he drilled into the ground, trying to look in and trying to see what he could see. Yeah. So he made a mistake when he posted that picture of himself with those sandals, because that ended up allowing somebody to actually identify him.
Because of his thong sandals?
Because of his thong sandals. Okay,
How?
so... Well, eventually, it ends up turning out that this farm that he's on is on land that's owned by like the official like Hawaiian trust of the Hawaiian people. All right. It's like all of this wealth for the Hawaiian people is held in this trust, and all of this money and all of this property is there. And it was rented to another guy. That guy was the owner of a distillery, and this guy is some kind of like distill master or something like that. And actually his name is Michael McSorley. Michael McSorley is the original name of the poster. All right. And once it all came out, people putting things together, and the owner of this distillery was discovered, he actually did an interview with someone talking about the stuff that was posted on Reddit and the claims that were made about him. And he said, I knew it was Michael McSorley when I saw those feet because I knew those sandals and I knew those dirty ass toes.
What the fuck?
Yeah. The shorts might have helped too. I don't know.
Could you imagine being known for your thong sandals and dirty ass toes? Like that'd be a weird thing to be known for.
That would be definitely pretty strange. Yeah. Yeah. So at some point, as Michael is investigating this concrete pad, he tries to excavate, and he gets a little bit lower into the ground, and he says that there's more heat, but he isn't able to like get into any tunnels or anything like that. They asked him if he could connect to any of the Wi-Fi networks. Obviously, he didn't have any passwords, so he wasn't able to do that. He was also able to find some heat vents, and the heat vents appeared to be, pushing out obviously a lot of air and some pretty intense temperature. All right, so in the original comment thread, eventually when people are like, asking him about what he's seeing and the weird things, he starts talking about his boss, okay? And this is where it gets very strange, okay? Oh, another thing
is that strange already. But
well, the things that Michael finds on the property, there are certain things you should see in a distillery. All right. And this guy is a master distiller. I've looked him up. I found like his official website. I found his LinkedIn. He's still doing like distillery work. He's living somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. He's also been arrested for arson in the meantime.
Did he get arrested for breaking and entering? Because that wasn't his property, right?
No, it wasn't his property. He was just an employee. But so he found buckets that seemed to have chemically melted organic matter in them, like almost like flesh that had like acids and stuff poured over it. Okay. And he was like, this is definitely not something you're supposed to see. Like maybe you're going to see like potato mash or something like that, or like whatever it is that you're using to make the vodka, because the vodka is what they were making. And so anyways, he was like, I thought that was pretty strange. He also said that there were multiple occasions where in the middle of the night, there would be a truck that would come up in the middle of the night, and then they would dump trash onto that adjoining property. And
is this the picture of a bucket, by the way, of the bucket you're talking about?
Yes, that's it. Yeah. That kind of looks like a chunk of flesh to me personally.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking on the ground right around it and like see all these, what are those?
Pods?
Bean pods? Yeah. I mean, couldn't that also just be a mushed up bean pod in there?
I don't think so. Zoom in on it. Zoom in and take a look.
Doesn't really let me zoom in very well on this.
That looks like gristle to me, bro.
I'm not an expert on gristle, so I don't know. But this, gosh, fucking sucks at zooming. Hold on, let me make this bigger. That's what she said. It's as far in as I can go. I mean, it's hard for me to just jump to this is somebody's murder bucket where they
just let me finish. Let me finish the story. You're not supposed to be bought in yet.
Okay.
Right. So while he's working there and he finds, obviously he's found the Wi-Fi signals. That's weird, John. Can we establish that 30 random, constantly changing Wi-Fi signals coming from a concrete pad in the middle of the Hawaiian jungle on a distillery that doesn't have any infrastructure there, but it's got power running to it from a private building on an adjoining property? I mean, it's odd, right?
Did he at any point like show a picture or any form of proof that there were 30 Wi-Fi signals, or was that just taken at his word?
I've never seen a picture of his, like a screenshot of his phone showing that there were 30 Wi-Fi signals. Okay.
Because I mean, that would be weird, but we also have no proof. And some random guy, he wears thong sandals. Like I can't trust him.
Okay.
Like, I'm already like skeptical.
All right. So,
but yes, that would be weird.
Okay. So the guy who owned the distillery was a guy named David Flint Stone. Okay. Let me share the screen right here of an article from a local Hawaii paper talking about this Hawaiian vodka that was being produced at this location by David Flint Stone. Hawaiian vodka distilled on Oahu. Okay. And this is where it was. It took Dave Flintstone 5 years to get the only distillery in Oahu up and running and turning out a product he was happy with. Flintstone is a former scuba instructor. He became fascinated with sugarcane-based spirits during a stint in the Caribbean. People ask me why I didn't make rum. Let's just say I decided to make vodka first. Hawaii now has a number of rum distilleries, including the award-winning Koloa rum from Kauai. Maui has 2 vodka producers. Pau distills its vodka from pineapple juice concentrate. Ocean Vodka imports organic cane sugar neutral spirits and mixes them with desalinated deep ocean water from Mahalo Big Island. On the Big Island, you can make vodka out of anything that has sugar in it. grapes, pineapples, potatoes, grain, corn, sugarcane, but vodka is distilled to such purity that it doesn't taste like what it's made from. Corn vodka doesn't taste like corn. Grape vodka doesn't taste like grapes. Flintstone's Hawaiian vodka does have some raw sugar on the nose, but it tastes like a premium vodka, powerful and smooth. To get that smoothness, Flintstone filters it through lava cylinders. It works for the water on the Big Island. It works just fine for vodka. He also micro aerates his vodka. That is, he shoots in a small blast of air before capping the bottle, evaporating all the unwanted higher alcohols and leaving the pure ethanol. In addition to the straight vodka, Flintstone has a coconut vodka. Biting Commentary is not a big fan of flavored vodkas, so he may not be the best judge. He tasted the coconut vodka. It's less like candy than most flavored vodkas. Okay, so this is David Flintstone right there, standing in front of his coconut Hawaiian vodka right there. Okay.
He got made fun of a lot for his last name growing up.
I mean, I don't know. He, as far as I know, David Flintstone has never talked about his childhood or, or the name. I'm not even sure that David Flintstone is his real name. Here's where it gets really weird. So Michael, in seeing all of these things and like trying to figure out what was going on the property, he actually connected David Flintstone to an eBay account, and that eBay account was called Cheesy Bay. Okay. Now, Cheesy Bay is interesting because of what they sell. The product that was sold by Cheesy Bay, this is on eBay, was broken hard drives. Okay. Broken hard drives. Yes. What? A broken hard drive. Broken hard drives.
You say one more time for me?
Broken hard drives. They should be trash. Okay. Mm-hmm. But Cheesy Bay was full of thousands of positive 5-star reviews, just glowing about Cheesy Bay's products and
broken hard drives
and what was contained in them. Well, that's what they were sold as, but the name.
What should they sell for?
I don't know, because all of the reviews were wiped after Michael McSorley brought attention to the eBay. The eBay is actually still there, but it's not actively selling anything any longer. All right. And the name is Cheesy Bay. Okay. This is all popping off right around the same time as Pizzagate. CP, cheese pizza, is code for CP, child pornography. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the fact that it's Cheesy Bay was certainly interesting. And
Cheesy Bay with a B, right?
Yes. Cheesy Bay, like eBay.
Yeah. So there's no P in there.
No, there isn't. No. Okay.
Yeah. You got to get, I'll wait for you to get where you're going.
Okay. Okay. Pizza's cheesy. Okay. Like, let's just say that he doesn't want to say, Cheese Pizza Bay. He wants it to be a little bit more mysterious. All right. All right. So Dave Flintstone had a number of online profiles. Okay. Not connected to Cheesy Bay. Not connected to anything particularly creepy necessarily, but in those profiles, he would use the term Grand Poobah to describe himself. Now, the Flintstones, okay, this is why I say Flintstone may not be his real name. The name Flintstone comes from the Flintstones, and the Grand Poobahs were these high-ranking officials within the Flintstones secret society. Okay. Now, the name that ran the Cheesy Bay account was someone named Biff Skipman. All right. And Biff Skipman described himself also as a Grand Poobah. Okay. And it was only once Biff Skipman and Dave Flintstone were connected in this original Cheesy Bay post that Cheesy Bay went completely offline. Hang on just a second. Let me see. Yeah, all of these images are no longer online. All right.
Okay, so to summarize where we're going with here, the thong sandal guy.
Yes.
He was working on this vodka distillery farm.
Yes.
Owned by Dave Flintstone.
Mm-hmm.
He posts to Reddit, the thong sandal guy, hey, why are there so many Wi-Fi systems coming out? He does a little investigation. He's trying to figure out what's under there.
Yep.
Doesn't really get any answers to what's there, but he takes pictures, posts it. But then he later finds out.
No, he had already linked his boss, Dave Flintstone, to the Biff Skitman Cheesy Bay account.
He did that before he posted the Wi-Fi stuff?
Yes. I think that one of the reasons he posted the Wi-Fi stuff is because he was already thinking there was some shady stuff that was going on.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
On the farm.
Okay. Now I feel like that explains some more from you. That's good. Keep going.
All right. So Pizzagate was starting to be talked about. All right. And people were like, okay, anything related to cheese or, strange computer stuff, basically, people were linking those things up. So the Cheesy Bay account, got a lot of attention. Very quickly, it got shut down, privated, and then everything was deleted off of it. And Michael McSorley mentioned, all of these things eventually in the original post. And there were okay, so let me take you to this article that this is actually an interview with Dave Flintstone from December of 2016. So let's just say that, like, John, somebody makes a claim that you're trafficking children off of your Hawaiian vodka distillery. Okay. Mm-hmm. What would your response be? Would you just be like, this is absolutely insane? Okay. Would you bring any more attention to it?
It kind of depends on, I don't know. It depends on who does it, the way in which they do it. I mean, I've had many false claims made about me in a very public fashion, and I've responded to them in various different ways. So
you've responded them in your own time, but
yeah.
Dave Flintstone went and did an interview with a guy named One Angry Gamer. And so this is that interview right here. Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
So one of the theories centering around the Pizzagate citizen investigation involved a vodka distillery in Honolulu called Island Distillers. The news quickly garnered the attention of the online distiller, Dave Flintstone, who I spoke with regarding the Pizzagate allegations that ended up bringing him into the fold. It all started back in October of 2015, according to Flintstone, when he hired someone named Michael P. McSorley, a consultant for distilleries. McSorley lived in an apartment near the distillery working for Flintstone. What's the significance of Michael McSorley? According to Flintstone, McSorley is the one who posted up the information about the distillery on the Black Ops subreddit and on the Top Secret forum. So I don't know if these let me see. I don't think that this Top Secret forum post works. All right, we'll see if that pulls up in the background. The information he posted insinuated that there was some kind of child sex trafficking ring that may have been attached to the distillery, which then caught the attention of citizen investigators from Pizzagate because they hacked emails from Dave Flintstone's account. Now, this is where it gets even more damning, John, because they literally did hack into Dave Flintstone's Gmail account, and they found communications between Dave Flintstone and the booker from Comet Ping Pong.
Way, okay.
Yes, okay. See, I told you I was going to get there. All right. Even more interesting, inside Dave Flintstone's email were communications between Dave Flintstone and someone who listed themselves as Richard Windsor. Richard Windsor, okay?
Dick Windsor.
Richard Windsor was the alias for Obama's EPA director, a woman by the name of Lisa P. Jackson, okay? Lisa P. Jackson was Richard Windsor. Now, this came out that she was Richard Windsor because her emails were also included on the Hillary Clinton private email server. Okay.
She gave herself a government email under her fake name.
Yes. Windsor.richard@epa.gov. Okay.
That's funny.
Yes, that's extremely funny. And in the emails that she and Dave Flintstone share with each other, it's like coded communication, okay, between the two of them. Very, very odd.
Why would they be communicating? Like,
Why would they be communicating? Because I think Dave Flintstone is likely a child trafficker, just like all these other people. Yeah. So hold on. I'm trying to find the email that they shared between the two. I think I have this in a like an archive image. Okay. Okay. Yes, I found it. Okay. Let me share this. Okay, so right here, Anita Lord, that's the booker for Comic Ping Pong. She goes by Sasha Lord, or she did go by Sasha Lord on social media. This is her being featured in the Huffington Post. Okay. Here, Dave Flintstone is speaking to Anita Lord in 2012 about Richard Windsor. I have been given your details by Richard Windsor, which is Lisa Jackson. Lisa Jackson put Dave Flintstone in touch with the people at Comet Ping Pong in the hopes that you will be able to supply us with a reference for him. Please, could you complete and return to me as soon as possible? Many thanks, Anita. Okay, so Anita.
Hold on. So Anita Lord emailed David Flintstone.
Yes, in Hawaii.
To give a reference for Richard Windsor, who's actually Lisa
Jackson. Yes.
A reference,
yes. Now, don't forget the Comet Ping Pong pizza pack that they had created for Hillary right there. Of course, it was a pizza shop, right? Okay. So either way, but Richard Windsor was also Lisa Jackson on the board of the Clinton Foundation.
No shit.
Yep. I'll take you down memory lane in regards to some other people from the Clinton Foundation a little bit later in the show. But, okay, so I know these are all like,
that's crazy.
Tangential connections, but you put them all together and you're like, what the hell? Why? Why is Anita at Comet Ping Pong in communication with Lisa Jackson, trying to get in touch with David Flintstone? And remember, none of this that I just laid out for you was known by Michael McSorley, who on his own came to the conclusion that maybe there was some type of child trafficking going on because of the activity that he saw coming and going. Now, I will also say, I've been wanting to do a Baseless Conspiracies just on Hawaii in general for a long time, because people will go missing on the Big Island, okay? Like, people just disappear, and it's because they get killed. They get murdered, okay? And I don't know what happens to their bodies. I don't know if they're thrown out in the middle of the ocean or they're dropped in there with, cinder blocks or something like that, or if they get eaten or they get buried or something like that.
They probably get dropped into the volcano. Like, if I was going to murder somebody in Hawaii, I'd throw them in the volcano.
Yeah, all of it. Okay, now, Fitty Shrimp says, could be a quinky dink. I don't know if you're talking about what we're talking about here, but like, there are too many independent points of interest for me to look at this and say, this is a quinky dink. Okay. Like, just after all of the Pizzagate research, all of these just like random things, coded language, communication between people that you wouldn't expect to be communicating. I mean, boars, wild boars, definitely. People get turned into chum. Sure, there's a lot of different ways that people can go missing on the island, but a lot of people, like hundreds of people, just go missing in Hawaii. And it's not like a huge area. All right. So for the number of people that go missing, it's pretty weird. All right. So now, of course, Pizzagate, in regards to that, the emails that WikiLeaks released, there were, all sorts of crazy things in there. We've already gone over those. But I don't think that maybe here in this interview, he describes why he's in communication with those people. But he was this guy, One Angry Gamer, did a phone interview with him. And he was asked about the photographs, the links, the allegations made in the Reddit forum and posts, and if that meant anything to him. And he said, yeah, I recognize the photos. I recognize his feet. I recognize his flip-flops. Everything he says are things that, well, not everything he says. We discussed it since he worked here for several months. He basically seems to indicate that Michael McSorley was a crackhead or like a meth addict or something like that. But he admits McSorley worked there for between 6 and 7 months. He was supposed to be helping him set up the distillery. But as time passed, Flintstone claims that McSorley began behaving oddly. I queried Flintstone about the Facebook connection and the eBay account. That would be to the Biff Strickland account and the Cheesy Bay account. And McSorley alleged those belonged to Flintstone. And he mentioned on that Reddit post that he thought something shady was going on the Cheesy Bay account, for which some individuals believed may have been a front for child porn. According to Flintstone, he doesn't own the Cheesy Bay account. It's just another self-named account on eBay. So where did the connection between Cheesy Bay and Flintstone come from? Well, he claims he doesn't know. I don't have a freaking clue. I'm pretty sure I showed McSorley my Biff Skipman Facebook. I show a lot of people because I think it's funny, frankly, and he's worked there. So he's told me he has his own website, and he says, oh, I can help you with marketing or whatever. And I probably showed him at one point what led to him making the connection between the Facebook and Cheesy Bay account. I don't know. Insanity. Biff Skipman is not like a normal name, right?
Yeah, but it is confirmed that this is his eBay account. Right?
Well, it's confirmed that Biff Skipman was his Facebook account. He was running a Facebook under an assumed name, Biff Skipman. The Cheesy Bay account was owned by somebody who used the name Biff Skipman as well, gotcha. with exactly the same spelling, B-I-F, not B-I-F-F. B-I-F is an odder name to spell an odd name. So McSorley does have a website, Mixology. I don't think that that's still online. Hang on. Okay, so this would be the archived version of it. Either way. All right, so given that Flintstone was unsure of how McSorley made the connection between him and the Cheesy Bay account, I did attempt to reach out to McSorley to ask him about the claims, but he hasn't responded. I don't know of anybody that McSorley has responded to since he made those original posts. It seemed like he kind of backed away from the whole thing. In fact, he supposedly hasn't been heard from since a few months ago, where he also made claims on 4chan that he was being followed by government types and he was on the run for his life. According to Flintstone, things started off okay, but then he states that McSorley started getting a little weird. He was perfectly normal. I hired him away from another distillery in Seattle. I went there to visit him to make sure that that he was what he said. I went to his distillery, talked to the owner there, verified his experience. This is because I previously had hired someone else who ended up being a drunk, even though he had verifiable resources and references. He ended up being an idiot, so I went to see McSorley, visited his house, met his girlfriend. Everything checked out okay, so I hired him. He came out a month or two later, and I was very pleased with what we were doing, but very displeased with the continued delays on my building project, which had nothing to do with me or him. Okay, so let me also tell you about his building project. Okay. All right, so this is the building permit for Dave Flintstone's building that he was building on this site. Okay. Richard Lothar is his electrician. Okay. Richard Lothar is a little interesting. This is a total side tangent, but Richard Lothar also was a donator to Tulsi Gabbard's campaign accounts.
Interesting.
Back in the early 2000s. Okay.
Flintstone was?
No, Richard Lothar.
His electrician.
Okay. Now, Richard Lothar is a member of this group, His Divine Grace, AC Bhadavaventa Swami Prabhudura, something like that, okay? Also known as Brahma Madhva Gwajya Samdamadaya, okay? So he's the guru and founder of the Science of Identity Foundation. This is like a super hardcore yoga and like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like this new age cult type thing. And I have to be very careful here because I don't want to get us sued. People identify it as a cult. Okay. They're very
people identify us as a cult too. So it's okay.
They're very insular. They see this guy as some kind of a messianic figure.
People see me as a messianic figure all the time too. I get it.
And the Science and Identity Foundation has these retreats, and they own all of these businesses in Hawaii, and they have all of these members. And one of their members allegedly is Tulsi Gabbard. All right. And now this has been claimed, and she denies it. And it is entirely possible that people from this group have merely donated to her, right? But the only articles that I could find talking about her having an association with this group are from like mainstream media places that, you know, would probably want to take down Tulsi Gabbard, you know, use this as something against her. Now, you know, here she is in this article from Newsweek from 2024. And someone named Robin Marshall, who is allegedly a former member of the Science of Identity Foundation, joined this thing at 19. And she said she was a typical person that gets pulled into a cult. She saw a poster for a meditation class while living in California, and the group offered Sunday feasts with meditation and chanting. It was all very attractive to me because it was like a family and caring. Then I get to Hawaii, and it's a totally different story. A number of former members have described the foundation as a cult. The group offered the opportunity for woofing or working on a farm for a few hours each day while being hosted and accommodated by the organization. Marshall said when she arrived, she noticed an issue with the group. I heard everybody there at some point get called worthless. Marshall and others say Science of Identity Foundation is not a typical farming community organization. While people like Marshall were only working for a few hours a day, they say they also listened to audio lectures from guru Chris Butler. Marshall said she listened every morning and night as Butler ranted and shared random lessons. He often spoke with people in the room while he was recording. And then she claims that one prominent figure in the group Marshall highlighted, former Representative Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi was being groomed for a political position because Butler had political aspirations. He wanted influence. It was very unusual because women in the Science of Identity Foundation aren't really encouraged to do anything. Now, I have researched that, and it seems, you know, but for, you know, all purposes seem to point to the fact that it is like a very male-centric group. Like the women are kind of secondary. So I don't know.
Pretty standard.
I don't know how much, like, you know, how much like credence I put into this claim. I think that it's totally possible. You know, maybe Tulsi Gabbard went to a couple of, you know, yoga retreats or something like that. But, you know, if this guy has the political aspirations, why take a woman and, you know, pay for her to become a representative? And, you know, I've never seen Tulsi Gabbard like stump for these people or put anything out there. But, you know, I thought that it was an interesting connection that I should, you know, at the very least go down the path of investigating. So
you're saying you're skeptical they would try to get a woman into a position that's definitely like a man's job, right?
Well, definitely. But I'm also skeptical because I think that the only people who are talking about this are the typical types of mainstream media outlets that would want to smear somebody like Tulsi Gabbard. And I think that Tulsi Gabbard is great personally. And I didn't always think she was great. Didn't know if, you know, what to expect from her, but I think she's been an MVP in this new administration. I think
I've been pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. And to be fair, I've been pleasantly surprised by a lot of people in the administration. I feel like, you know, the cabinet has been, you know, pretty great. You know, some people to greater degrees than others, but it seems like everybody who has, you know, their department, they are working steadfastly to implement the agenda. And so I respect that. So I don't see any problems with Tulsi Gabbard. But if I didn't bring it up, then I wouldn't want somebody to, you know, suggest that maybe I was trying to ignore something that would have been important.
Sure.
All right. So Flintstone insinuates that McSorley was dipping into something and he began to behave oddly. And according to Flintstone, these changes in behavior and appearance happened around the same time. He started getting zit-like marks all over his face out of nowhere, stereotypical.
McSorley?
Yes, alleged. Yeah, Dave Flintstone, who obviously doesn't want to be identified as a pedophile or associated with Pizzagate, is suggesting that Michael McSorley is a tweaker and that anything he said, you know, you shouldn't pay any attention to it. So he starts behaving erratically. He would leave stuff out. He would forget stuff. He started taking an air gun and shooting roosters. He explains that McSorley would go out at night and shoot the roosters on the property of the neighbor, who's a retired 91-year-old man. Flintstone explained he told McSorley it was okay to shoot roosters that ventured onto their property, but it was not okay to kill the roosters on the neighbor's property. Now, I think it's worth mentioning also there's no fences or anything. So, like, the roosters are likely to just come onto the property. I think it's a little cold-blooded to kill the roosters no matter what. But McSorley actually admits to the shooting of roosters on that above top secret forum post, where he detailed using a .22 caliber airsoft rifle to kill roosters that were keeping him up at night.
Did he ever like choke chickens as well? Like was he, or was it just the roosters?
Just the roosters,
Just
as far as
roosters,
I'm
okay.
aware. Yeah. And it was always with a gun. So he wrote about this by stating on that above top secret forum post, the covert cull went unabated until one night the alpha male of the property took a well-aimed shot, fell from the tree, and before collapsing ran 10 feet from the place he fell, just outside of any possible retrieval. Given the coverage of Furter's infrared surveillance camera array, which OP was able to observe with his Seek thermal imaging device for his phone, and his extremely vicious Rottweiler triplets, a personal extraction of the bird was impossible. OP awoke the very next day to the sound of Furter's supercharged golf cart going up and down the driveway and the sound of 3 belligerent Hawaiians and Furter promising to cave in the skull of the distiller that took his birds from him. Surveilling the conversation between Fred Flintstone, which would be Dave Flintstone, and Furter, OP noted a striking quotation that proved that those birds were not simply beloved pets, but the source of something criminally lucrative in nature. Fred, he had never been able to understand what he's taken from us. So it does.
About roosters?
Yes. It sounds to me like McSorley definitely stumbled onto something much bigger than what he was expecting. But I also think that at some point he perhaps was losing his mind, because that post is not normal. And I also don't think it's normal to go shooting random roosters. I mean, that's like, a rooster is there for a reason, okay? And like, I mean, if you live out in the country, and especially next to a farm, there's likely to be farm animals, all right? And of course, a rooster is going to do what a rooster is going to do. You shouldn't be shooting somebody's roosters. And
don't say that until you've lived next to a rooster, Zach.
Well, and
So
don't
you've
forget,
walked a mile in McSorley's thong sandals.
and don't forget that McSorley was actually arrested for arson, if I'm not mistaken. I have an article related to that, but I guess, yeah, it's true. McSorley had been killing those roosters on the neighbor's property, and then he would retrieve the roosters so that the owner wouldn't find them. Maybe he was using them for cockfighting. I don't know.
Harry Vetch just left a $5 rant that said cockfighting. So
That's right. That's why I read it. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
All right. So Flintstone basically goes on just to essentially diminish the claims of McSorley. He does mention like stuff about the barrels. He said that he was confused about about what McSorley was telling him when he asked him about these Wi-Fi signals. So he said, it didn't mean that much to me, but now it certainly does. Out of the blue, we're walking on that same concrete pad, looking with our little testing equipment. And I ask him how stuff is going. And he says he's got his phone with him. And he says, I've got this app testing Wi-Fi signals. And there's a bunch of signals coming from beneath this concrete pad. And I've got a heat signature here. And it's hotter there than it is over there.
McSorley is saying this to Flintstone?
And Flintstone is admitting it to the guy who's interviewing him. Okay. So, okay. Flintstone states that he was confused about what McSorley was telling him. And he says that the conspiracies that McSorley was talking about began to grow as he was walking around at night. He's examining the property. And he said that McSorley supposedly came across 55-gallon barrels that they used to do aquaculture on the property, and claimed that the dissolved material inside the barrels was human flesh. One of the skeptics on the forums mentioned that what was inside the barrels was likely fish remains. That is possible. Okay, if they're doing aquaculture, they're going to have fish that are living in the water, and they're going to be living off of the the plant matter that's coming in there. They can feed the fish will shit, the plants will then live off of the nutrients that's in the fish poop, and it's like a closed loop system. So McSorley actually also spoke about the Reddit threads and the 4chan threads. And he talked about the fact that the SSIDs would change. He said the next peculiar thing is that these SSID would change. And as you watch the signal strength diagram on the Wi-Fi analyzer in real time, there were peaks and valleys in signal strength, and that they would all be coordinated across these low strength networks. And he also said that, yes, McSorley did drill holes and that he saw water draining through whatever this big concrete pipe was. And he said that there were high-powered electrical lines that were going there. Flintstone admitted to that, couldn't explain them. He said these high-powered electrical lines at the back of the property, off the property, they run entirely across the Coco crater. Those are transmissions lines. They don't go into anyone's house. Our power comes from the street. Every single home's power comes from the street. You can see the power lines going up. Each one is in someone's driveway. I just buried mine, actually. It cost me a pretty penny, but they were ugly. Those transmission lines in the back go across about 2 blocks away, and then they go back underground. We're the only street within a half-mile radius with overhead lines. Everyone else has underground lines, and it has to do with the date of the design, which is old and crappy. Okay, so essentially, Flintstone has confirmed a good number of things that were in Michael McSorley's original post. Okay, so he wasn't making it up. He actually did see these things. Perhaps a couple of them can be explained away. But he hasn't addressed the connections to Comet Ping Pong. He hasn't addressed the email to Lisa Jackson.
I want to know about the eBay account, like selling broken hard drives.
Well, he doesn't admit to owning the hard drives. Okay. But before wrapping up the call, this is the guy doing the interview again. I asked Flintstone about the alleged hacked email messages and if these email addresses from the Reddit thread belong to him. And guess what, John? He admitted that the email that was hacked was actually his.
So he confirms the Lisa or the Richard, whatever.
The Richard Windsor and the Comet Ping Pong email. Okay. All right. So he did verify that was his email address. However, he stated he had no idea who Anita Lord or Sasha Lord was, which is the woman who worked for Comet Ping Pong. Now, I will show you one more email, which is from Dave's. Go ahead and pull that up. Okay.
Real quick, Zach. I'm just thinking, how much of this do you? We should turn this into a 2-parter. If
there's not going to be enough. I'm almost done. Almost done.
This is so good.
Okay, so look at this email. Okay, this is to David Stone, and it's some random email right here. All right, and I'm sorry. This is David Stone writing to some random email, and you see this, Mr. Potato Head?
I do.
Okay. So Dave writes to this random person, "Oh my goodness, I hope you found a sleep partner by now. If not, you must be exhausted. If you're going to need another sleep partner anytime soon, please write me back. I have attached a photo, though it is not quite up to date. I can send a more recent one if you like. By the way, are you giving the back rub? Dave." Okay.
Weird.
This Mr. Potato Head image is pretty interesting because that was the image that Biff Skipman used on Cheesy Bay. Okay. Now, here is David Flintstone's website, daveflintstone.com. Also have the archived Who Is to show that the same Dave Flintstone we're talking about owned this website. And the only picture was this Mr. Potato Head on the homepage right there. And again, Mr. Potato Head was Biff Skipman from Cheesy Bay on eBay. That was his account picture. All right. So he doesn't know who Anita Sasha Lord is, even though they were communicating. Doesn't look like he apparently asked about Richard Windsor. And he asked him about this message about a sleep partner. And he says he doesn't remember. It was likely for a Craigslist ad. In regards to the message to the Mr. Potato Head image, he says, I didn't make my Facebook page up until quite a time after that. I have no link to that. November 2008, I formed Island Distillers in October 2008, and I didn't have any other activities until a year after that. In regards to the potato head avatar, he says he basically just went to Google Images to find one and put it on the Facebook page. He says that occasionally he uses Mr. Potato Head as an image to send while online dating because it seemed like a fun joke when someone would ask for a profile picture. This still doesn't really explain the correspondence between the Dave Stone email and the Comet Ping Pong Booker. So at this point, Lisa Phillips, Lisa Jackson, Richard Windsor, this must not have been publicized because this was still late 2016. And, but he says that this email may have been fabricated. Bullshit. Not possible. In addition to trying to contact McSorley multiple times, I also reached out to his father, Robert McSorley, to get his take on the situation. If either of them respond, I will update. He never updated. Meanwhile, Dave Flintstone doesn't really hold any bad vibes against Pizzagate, but also isn't involved anyways. He's mostly ambivalent to the details, but doesn't rule out something could be there. Just wanted to make it known that he has no part in it, and the distillery, which is due to open sometime in January 2017, is just a distillery. All right, now I have one more thing to show you.
Before you do that, we have 2 more sponsors.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
To those.
Go ahead and do that, and we'll finish.
Okay. First up, we have Rumble Wallet. I hope this isn't the new script. It is. All right. Okay. So on Saturday, this is the first time we read this new script, and I decided to commit to it. So for those of you who like send in rants, we typically read those at the end of the show. But I've decided that if you guys tip us using Rumble Wallet, when that comes in, we will read those live. And sometimes we read comments or whatever, but we're going to make a commitment. Zach, I don't know if you can do this too, but when you send one in using Rumble Wallet, we'll read it on air live. You don't have to wait to the end for us to read your comment, questions, hot takes, whatever it is you really want us to react to. Don't let it get buried and save for the end. You can put it in a Rumble Wallet rant, and we'll read it right away. The regular chat flies by, but when you use Rumble Wallet, it cuts through everything. Download Rumble Wallet right now, scan the QR code, or hit the link. Setup is super easy. You can use MoonPay. You can use your debit card or credit card or your existing bank account and send them your first rant. And we're going to start answering those live as they come in. It's basically like being a VIP. You get direct interaction. You just want to shout out, response, whatever it is. That's the way to do it. Use Rumble Wallet, send a rant, and you can cut through the percentage that these platforms take. Rumble takes 20% when you send a regular Rumble rant. YouTube takes 50%. Twitch takes 50%. Rumble Wallet, 100%. Straight to the creators you love the most here at Badlands Media. Download rumblewallet.com. Go to wallet.rumble.com or download Rumble Wallet in the App Store. And then we also got a quick promo for Deadwood GART coming up real quick. June 25th through the 28th, Badlands Media, we're heading back to Deadwood, South Dakota. It's the 12th stop on the Great American Restoration Tour, our 3rd stop in Deadwood, my personal favorite place in the world. Whether you're attending in person or virtually, whether you're a GART veteran or a virgin, there's something for everyone. Early bird prices for virtual tickets are available through May 15th. Merch packages are now also available for both in-person or virtual ticket holders. Get your GART 12 tickets today at badlandsmedia.tv/events. And then finally, guys, if you wouldn't mind doing us a favor, hit that thumbs up here on Rumble. It's our primary platform, but we're also trying to grow our audience on some other platforms as well. And an easy way that you can help us do that is go to our YouTube channel. I just posted the link to the YouTube show in the chat here. Go over there and hit the thumbs up as well. You don't have to stick around and watch if you don't want to, but it definitely helps us grow our audience. And we truly appreciate that. So,
all right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's finish it up, man.
I will totally make the commitment to do the live Rumble Wallet reads. Okay, so what do we learn at the end? Dave Flintstone thoroughly discredited Michael McSorley. Has nothing to do with Comet Ping Pong. Definitely not a child trafficker. Certainly denies having anything to do with Pizzagate. Really doesn't care about it because it has nothing to do with him. Well, in 2019, a Hawaiian man arrested in Medellin for soliciting sex with a minor. And guess what his name was? David Flint Stone. The Colombian National Police, in coordination with the mayor's office of Medellin, arrested a U.S. man red-handed for the crime of commercial sexual exploitation of a minor under the age of 18 years.
What year was this?
This was this was last year, 2025, not 2019. This is last year, okay? Now, the operation took place in a residential building in the San Joaquin neighborhood near Laurels, following an urgent alert from neighbors in the dwelling where the man was staying. Police sources tell Finance Colombia the man is named David Flintstone. Now, they name it David Flint Stone, but, maybe that's just because, well, either way, he's from fucking Hawaii, okay? It's the same guy.
Yeah.
They blur his face out so we can't verify, but he seems to have roughly the same body shape, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so according to the official report, neighbors reported the suspicious entry of a young woman who, although she claimed to be of legal age, had the physical appearance and features of a minor. Upon responding, the officers found the 60-year-old foreigner in the company of the 15-year-old girl. Initial investigators indicate the man had arranged a sexual encounter with her worth 1 million pesos. In Medellin, there is no room for abuse, nor for those who come to violate our minors. Thanks to the citizens who were not indifferent and the reaction of our police, we were able to avoid irreparable damage. We remain committed to protecting what is most valuable, our children. Now, also here you have another picture of him. It's blurred out, but it roughly to me looks basically the same as that one picture that we had. And I have some other pictures, but either way. Okay, so he was arrested, he was imprisoned, and he was awaiting a trial. Okay. At some point, he broke out of freaking prison in Medellin, Colombia. They said there was a hole in the wall. He broke through and he disappeared. And
no way.
He is still missing. David Flintstone has not returned. Okay.
That's crazy. I want any find more on this. Hold on. It was Colombia.
Colombia. Yeah. There's only like maybe 2 or 3 articles. You'll probably find, basically the one that I have right there. The next one just repeats all of the same stuff and then says that he disappeared. If I had to guess, he probably paid off a guard and was allowed to escape. But yeah. So I'd say that David Flintstone is definitely connected to Pizzagate. Because how many freaking pedophiles do you need to connect to Comet Ping Pong before there starts to be a freaking pattern?
Well, the weirdest thing to me, the most interesting connection. I mean, that whole thing was pretty darn interesting. I would have liked to see like more proof of the Wi-Fi stuff and curious what's going on under there. Like somebody earlier had a comment on the screen, were they mining Bitcoin down there or something? But still, the most interesting thing is the fact that the Clinton Foundation person and also the EPA director or whatever emailed using a pseudonym of a dude asking Comet Ping Pong or whatever to reach out to him to get a reference for her. Like, it's so weird to me.
Why would the EPA administrator of the Obama administration need to reach out to Comet Ping Pong to get in touch with this random guy in Hawaii?
For a reference. Like, what would you need a reference for a pizza place?
Yeah.
Like, what do you typically need references for? It's typically for a job, right?
Well,
but the EPA director is not getting a job at Comet Ping Pong Pizza, whatever.
No.
So what else could that be for? That just blows my mind.
If you want to order off the secret menu at Comet Ping Pong, you would most likely need a reference.
There you go.
Flintstone likely would have had the connection. Now, again, she was also on Hillary Clinton's freaking board at the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah. And that was just in the news again recently.
Yes.
Man.
Yes. And it may be coming back into the news big time in the future. Now, also remember that Laura Silsby was also caught trafficking children in Hawaii. And during the course of Laura Silsby's arrest, Hillary Clinton was being sent daily updates on what was happening to Laura to her, HROD 22 or whatever that was on her secret email bathroom server. And the lawyer that got Laura Silsby off, he ended up getting caught for trafficking kids in freaking Haiti as well. Later, after that.
That's crazy.
There's too many connections, man. Too many freaking connections. You will never.
This is an interesting one. This one's compelling, Zach. I'll give you that. This is a good one.
Yep.
It started a little rough in terms of like, I don't know, but you got me. I think you sold me at the end.
I had to set it up, John. I had to give you all of the data points.
And you did.
Yep.
You nailed it.
Yep.
Man. What do you say we go through some boosts and rants?
Let's do it.
And I was really hoping you could have turned that into a two-parter too. That was
the thing, I mean, it's just, it ends right there. You know, it's like there's nothing about him until basically he gets arrested in freaking Medellin, Colombia. Did I not say Haiti, everybody? Because I meant to say Haiti. If I didn't say Haiti, I definitely meant to say Haiti. Laura Silsby in Haiti. Yeah.
1027 JS left us a $20 boost saying, have a good show tonight. And thank you, 1027 JS. Joe, my fellow North Dakotan, truly appreciate you and your support. We got a few rants here. Keith O'Higgins says, a dental conspiracy. Is that under, let me get this. Is that under Michigan Labor Code? Dentists are coded as mechanics, not doctors. Sorry to hear John has been taking balls to the face since third grade. Got me there, man. What can I say? Peyton Pooh for $5. Meet the Flintstones. Have a yabba dabba do time. What is it? A Davao time? Maybe a Peyton Pooh time? I like it. X22 Dave Report rated the stream. That's pretty cool.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. Window Piper gifted a subscription to Madeline63. Thank you for that. Trees on Deck is now a monthly supporter. Thank you for that. Harry Vetch says cockfighting for $5. And then ZBM, agree with John on roosters. Sometimes your sanity is more important than freaking poultry, especially when you have babies. Plus, some are just hockey assholes who need to be dinner. Cheers, guys. Oh, and then he says, oops, I meant to say cocky assholes. I can agree with that. Sanity is more important than poultry. But yeah, there we go. There's all the rants. You're back on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern?
I am. Can you pull up the screen that I'm sharing right now?
Sure.
Okay, so here is Biff Skitman's Facebook page with the potato head on there. We don't have the screen grab of the Cheesy Bay one, but he writes in the About section, I am a small potato-shaped man with luxurious facial hair, many fine hats, and a welcoming smile. Raised by boll weevils in the forest until age 9. I learned to speak at 12, then didn't shut up for 5 years. At 17, I was run over by a bus while bicycling, which left me in a coma for 10 years. I was roused from the coma by angelic voices of the Salvation Army Tabernacle Choir, and I felt compelled to leave all worldly goods behind. This lasted for the rest of the week until I found out about the substantial monetary settlement from the bus company. I purchased a boat and set sail for the horizon, certainly with that luck would hold, and eager to discover what fate held for me. I discovered that sailing experience is not a metaphor and crashed into the side of a barge leaving the harbor. After abandoning ship, I swam to shore, was placed in protective custody, and spent the next 11 years arguing with an imaginary roommate about the importance of flossing. Upon my court-ordered release, I started up a used cheese business, which quickly grew to immense size through shrewd acquisitions and explosive online growth. I became the largest provider of used cheese and cheese substitutes in the nation. This attracted the attention from online interlopers, and it wasn't long before Cheesy Bay was shut down. The victim of a costly trademark battle and judicial incompetence, presently I reside in Hawaii, collecting recyclables and tending my candy wrapper garden. Favorite quote is, "That's going to leave a bruise." Also, here is Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, both with Mr. Potato Heads.
It's fucking weird, man.
Could be totally unrelated.
There's those damn feet again.
Yeah, and some of the other materials from there. And then it's just like a bunch of random stuff. Oh, here is the Dave Flintstone Grand Poobah, Honolulu, Hawaii. Biff Skitman Poobah at Mostly in Coal Mines, Beverly Hills, California. But, I mean, Dave Flintstone had already admitted Biff Skitman was his Facebook account. And here in the Facebook account, he identifies himself as the owner of Cheesy Bay. And this weird stuff about cheese, I feel like, yeah, there's just, I mean, I feel like I've made my case.
You made a great case, man.
Yes.
I'll be back on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for the Daily Herald. It's a 1-hour show I do where I basically just talk about whatever. Sometimes it's headlines. Sometimes it's just everything's too boring and I just shoot the shit with the chat for an hour. But you'll be back on tomorrow at
5 p.m. 5 p.m.
Awesome.
Eastern. Yep.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in again. Do us that favor, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you give us a follow on all our platforms. And with that, I think we shall leave you guys. Zach, it's been a pleasure.
Always, John.
See you guys next time.
Peace.